All right, so now we're going to move into using our calculator to solve simultaneous equations. On your calculator, to get to this main menu, you have to click the menu button. So firstly, if you're trying to turn it on, there's an on button here. So you might first have to click on, and then you might just have to click menu a couple times to get to this screen. Now, for the general use of the calculator, this mode here, number one, you can click enter or execute at the bottom of your calculator to get into that section. And this is where you can just do your general calculations, so your additions, subtractions, multiplications, etc. We're not actually going to use that mode at the moment. So you're going to click menu and come to this screen here. Then you're going to come down to equation. So I can use this scroll pad to come to equation, and then in the bottom right hand corner, your calculator will say execute, so you can get into that. Now, the calculator can be used to solve three types of equations: simultaneous equations, polynomial equations, and then there's this solver mode. We're interested in simultaneous. You can see that simultaneous says F1. So click F1. Depending on the version of calculator you have, the interface might look slightly different, but it does the same thing. Then the number of unknowns. In these simultaneous equations that we're trying to work out, we have unknown x values and unknown y values. So how many unknowns do we have? 2. So you click 2. Now, you can see that we're in this screen, and at the top, it says that the form of our equation has to be in ax plus by is equal to c. So that's in general form. That's general form. Which of these four here are in that form? A times x plus b times y is equal to some constant. Is that there in that form? That's in gradient intercept form, so that's not. Is this first equation in that form? No, that's in gradient intercept form. Is that second equation in that form? Yes, that's in general form. Then only the first one there is in general form, because the second one's in gradient intercept form. In D, can you see that they're both in general form? Yeah, 5 times x minus 3 times y is equal to 2. See how it's some constant times x, but plus some constant times y is equal to c? That's the form that we have to rearrange them to be in if we want to use our calculator. So for simplicity, let's first do D. So the A value is the value that's in front of the x. So what value is in front of x here? 5. So we can put a 5 in there and then click execute. Then what value is in front of my y? Not 3, negative 3. So you put in minus 3. And then what value is on the right hand side of my intercept? 2. Okay, and then next I've got the 2, which is in front of the x, then minus 2 that's in front of the y, and then 3 that's on the other side of the equal sign. So once I've got all that information in, I click solve, and the calculator will spit out a solution. It will say that x is equal to minus 5 over 4 and y is equal to minus 11 over 4. The solution is x is equal to negative 5 over 4, y is equal to minus 11 over 4. Now someone just said they're both negative. All that means is if you consider where it might be, it's going to be in this quadrant down here, because both the x values and the y values are negative. That's fine. It doesn't matter. It just means that the point where they intersect will be in that quadrant where both x values and y values are negative. All right, now let's have a look at A. So the problem with A is that they're not in this general form. So we need to write them in general form. So how can I write this here in general form? Well, I need all my x's and my y's on one side, then I need my constants on one side. So if I wanted to write this, so then I have all my x's on one side, what could I do to that first equation? If I want all the x's and y's on one side, Morgan?
You bring the 1 over to the other side, have -1, and then the y to the other side, have 3x minus y.
Good. So I could add y to both sides, so then it's going to be, subtract y from both sides, so then it will get rid of that y there. So then it's going to be 3x minus y. So I'm going to do that. So 3x minus y. And then to get rid of that 1, I have to subtract 1 from both sides. All right, so that's equation 1. So, and I'm sure that you guys can do it if you maybe not in one step, if you need to take 2 steps to get there. But I've just rearranged it, so I've put all my x's and y's on one side and all my constants on one side. Then let's do the same with the second one. So here I've got a y, I've got minus 7x's. If I add 7x to both sides, then I will have 7x plus y is equal to 3. Now it's in general form. So now I can put them into the calculator. So if I want to get out of this screen, I just click exit. Now, you can just overwrite what's in here by typing over them. So let's look at equation 1. What's my coefficient of x? Good, 3. What's my coefficient of y? Good, -1. What's my constant on the other side of the equation? -1. Then what's my coefficient of x? 7. What's my coefficient of y? 1. And what's my constant on the other side? 3. And let's solve it. So x is equal to 1 over 5 and y is equal to 8 over 5. So the solution is x is equal to 1 over 5, y is equal to 8 over 5.